Hey adrenaline junkies, welcome back. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most intense police chases ever caught on Dashcam and Bodycam. High speeds, split-second decisions, and shocking endings you won't believe are real. Buckle up, this is pure chaos in motion.
Setting up again, we're crossing under Pryor Road. He's going to try to pin him again.
There are bad ideas, and then there are donuts in the middle of a busy Atlanta intersection. On July 31st, 2021, the man behind a black Chrysler 300 SRT8 thought he'd turn the road into his own stage. Blue lights popped on, and just like that, the spotlight he asked for was staring right back at him. Instead of pulling over, he decided to double down on his worst idea yet.
Oh, get on the highway, bitch. I dare you. Oh, you done fucked up now.
We are turning right onto the connector.
Can't do it right now.
We're turning right onto the connector. Left lane, we're going 75, 85 north. Passing 166.
We're on 166.
On the connector north, 166.
As the car sped toward a blind intersection, the tension hit its breaking point. Troopers weren't just chasing a reckless driver anymore, they were battling to keep innocent lives out of harm's way. And they knew it was time to act fast.
Road, he's going to try to pin him again. They're northbound, approaching fire, and step for a second. Good in. They're northbound, approaching fire, and step for a second.
Look out.
The end came violently against a parked tractor trailer, leaving the Chrysler crippled and its driver desperate. His sprint into the woods bought him only a few more minutes of freedom before officers dragged him back into reality. From the hospital to the county jail, his wild ride turned into a record of charges. All for a moment of showing off, he proved once again why outrunning the law is a game no one ever wins. In Dallas, Texas, on July 25, 2023, a stolen U-Haul truck turned into a battering ram on city streets. Officers from the Dallas Police Northwest Covert Team were watching 41-year-old Ryan Taylor when he jumped behind the wheel and slammed an unmarked police car into a fire hydrant. From there, Taylor took off through side roads and onto the Dallas North Tollway, deliberately trying to escape judgment.
We're in the exit lane for Wycliffe. Just took the Wycliffe exit. Gonna be going westbound at 2500 Wycliffe. Coming up to me. Please don't fuck up, sir. Don't fuck up. Don't be stupid.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
North 6700 something. Wrecked out, just wrecked out. Hit one vehicle. Let's get somebody to check him out. 6700 Lemon is...
Fucking ground police! Police, stop! Shut fire! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Show me your hands! Crawl out here!
After crashing near Lemon Avenue, Taylor ran into a private hangar and opened fire on officers. Officer Kenan Craven returned fire, striking Taylor in the leg and bringing the chaos to an end. Police later recovered the stolen handgun used in the shooting. Taylor faced a long list of charges he won't be escaping from soon. A reckless rampage that ended only when the U-Haul's luck ran out. Evening sunlight faded over June 27, 2023, as Trooper Daniel Walcott sat along a quiet Arkansas roadside until a silver Ford Mustang flashed by with expired tags and zero insurance. The driver had every reason to stop and none to run, yet he stomped on the gas. What began as a routine traffic violation exploded into a 100-mile-per-hour pursuit through rural roads, each curve more dangerous than the last. After a pit maneuver ended the pursuit, the truth came spilling out: meth paraphernalia and a suspended license. The driver, Joshua Scott Denham, was hauled off to jail on a laundry list of felony charges. Trooper Walcott's quick action likely prevented something far worse on that highway. Another reminder that for some, one bad decision can pack a trunk full of consequences. On June 21, 2022, a simple traffic violation turned into something far more sinister in Turner County, Georgia. A deputy spotted a Toyota Corolla that had already fled from other departments earlier that day. Behind the wheel was a man with more than just speeding on his conscience. He was about to gamble with his freedom and his own children's lives. When it was all over, deputies discovered that the driver, 28-year-old Javante Laquan Davis, wasn't just running from speeding tickets. He was a wanted fugitive from Ohio. A Georgia judge handed him 8 years behind bars, and when he walks out in 2030, he'll be on his way to face armed robbery charges up north. His children were unharmed, but it raises a tough question. Do you think parents who put their kids in danger like this deserve harsher sentences? Let us know in the comments. September 16, 2022. The streets were quiet, but Arkansas State Police Trooper Jacob Byrd knew better than to trust a calm night. In the glow of streetlights, a white Dodge Charger stood out, moving with the kind of urgency that never ends well. The way it carved through the lanes was less about skill and more about recklessness, and Byrd knew he had just crossed paths with a driver ready to gamble everything.
We are going west on 65th. West on 65th, University. Speed's over 100. Still west on 65th. Speed over 100, still west. There's a gate at the end of this, and he's coming back out of it. I'll just throw my car to assist.
When Trooper Nathan Williams rolled in to assist, the chase's closing act was already written. The suspect was arrested without resistance, his night ending in handcuffs rather than horsepower. With the moves he pulled, felony fleeing and reckless driving seemed like safe bets for his rap sheet. This was one of those times when speed only got someone to the wrong destination faster. On May 14, 2022, a request for backup came in from Smyrna Police Department. A Kia speeding through Atlanta was refusing to stop, and the call quickly made its way to Georgia State Patrol. With adrenaline rising and traffic flying by, troopers positioned themselves to take over the pursuit. Among them was Trooper Ennis Unit 797, who would soon find himself at the center of a high-speed showdown on Interstate 75.
What happening? Pit attempted. Pit attempted. Forward. Got a big gas coming up 797. Get on the wheel.
After multiple attempts, it was Trooper Ennis's decisive Pete that finally spun the Kia off course, smashing into the barriers and leaving it dead in the water. Both occupants were pulled out and arrested their reckless gamble, ending with Smyrna Police Department handling the charges. What started as a desperate sprint turned into a hard stop, courtesy of a trooper who refused to back down. Some people have bad judgment, and then there's the guy deputies spotted on June 5th, 2023. He was already suspected of driving impaired, and when they noticed a plate violation, pulling him over should have been simple. But instead of stopping, this self-proclaimed stuntman hit the accelerator. He weaved through traffic like a man auditioning for the wrong movie role. The difference, his performance came with real lives on the line. The closer he pushed, the tighter the jaws of disaster snapped shut. His bold attempt to squeeze through left no room for error, and the moment his gamble failed, the entire road became a stage for chaos. When the chaos finally ended, the stolen car was lying battered and broken. One passenger was hauled away on a felony warrant, while another avoided charges altogether. Innocent drivers were caught in the mess, one with an injury, another walking away unharmed. Meanwhile, the driver found himself at the top of the list for felony fleeing, impaired driving, and stolen vehicle possession. In the end, his night didn't end with an escape, but with a crash course in consequences. You'd think doing 90 in a 60 would already be risky enough, but on October 3rd, 2024, one driver in Craighead County looked at that number and said, "Let's crank it to 130. Trooper Todd Harris clocked the tan SUV and tried to make a stop, but instead of pulling over, the driver pushed the pedal and reality to its limits. What should have been a routine stop morphed into a highway thriller with sirens, strategy, and serious consequences.
Around SUV. Went around some bikes, so you come on oncoming traffic. Coming up on here near Nestle. We'll be going through here in a second.
Yep, an Equinox.
Look up behind you, he's swerving towards you.
Just when things looked like they might cool down near Lake City, a new face picked up the pursuit. Trooper Drum stepped in with a plan of his own, and what came next would leave a lasting mark on the roadside and on his patrol car.
Driving in oncoming traffic. TBI, TBI.
In the end, nobody walked away clean. Trooper Drum was treated for facial injuries, and Rashun Gary's quick getaway landed him right in a detention cell. His charges now include felony fleeing and second-degree battery, with a judge calling him a danger to the public. Some people run from responsibility. Gary ran from the law, and the law ran right through him. This pursuit is done, but there's a whole lineup of chases that'll leave you just as stunned. Click over to the next video. You don't want to miss what happened there. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to subscribe for more. On April 12, 2025, a Pine Bluff officer pulled over a driver for what should have been a simple stop. The air was calm, the streets quiet, until the driver hit the gas and tore off down 2nd Avenue. In a matter of seconds, that calm afternoon turned into a full-speed pursuit through city blocks and railroad crossings.
We got 643 is 10-4. Oh, that's one blood show. 10-30. Some officers going to be going on Barricue. Westbound Barricue to Foster's. 10-4. We're going to be a white Dodge Charger. E20 primary, I'm secondary. Let Pine Bluff know we got their car. Speed of approximately 75 close to Hudson.
TBI. 1016. Start us at 1016.
Our ASP trooper ended the chaos with a clean pit maneuver that sent the suspect into a tree. Officers discovered guns and drugs inside the wrecked vehicle, adding serious weight to the suspect's charges. The Pine Bluff officer who crashed during the chase escaped with minor injuries, but the suspect's freedom didn't. Felony fleeing and possession of narcotics topped the list of charges, proof that running never works out the way they think it will. December 24th, 2024, Interstate 40 carried the usual stream of holiday travelers. Some drivers hummed along to Christmas songs, others kept their eyes on the fading daylight. But one SUV refused to blend in. A 2006 Honda Pilot tearing down the interstate at 98 miles per hour. When an Arkansas State Police trooper pulled it over, the driver wasn't just speeding. He was carrying secrets he couldn't outrun.
Coming up on moderate traffic, he's all over the road, speeds 104. Passing on the shore. TBI. Then 1016, roll over.
What unfolded afterward left no second chances. Investigators recovered a revolver fully loaded alongside cocaine hidden in the vehicle, multiple cell phones, a handheld radio, and a set of directions to Oklahoma City suggested a man who lived in motion, always one step away from capture. Yet his choices caught up to him on Christmas Eve. The combination of speed, pride, and recklessness turned the highway into his final destination. Near midnight on September 7th, 2024, a pair of Escambia County deputies chased a reckless Chevy Tahoe, barreling the wrong way down Highway 29. When a Florida Highway Patrol unit joined in, the deputies moved aside and let a state trooper take the lead. Seconds later, a precise pit rolled the SUV into the median.
Hit, roll over.
Trooper Babel pulled the driver Derek Michael Coleman from the overturned Tahoe and placed him under arrest. Coleman was a convicted felon with a loaded handgun and an open bottle of Crown Royal inside the vehicle. He was charged with possession of a firearm by a felon DUI, fleeing with disregard for safety, and more. The chase ended in flames and handcuffs, a textbook example of persistence meeting precision. Late on the night of August 2nd, 2025, Arkansas State Police spotted a vehicle racing down the highway far above the legal limit.
Speeds are 115 going under the Alcoa overpass. State TVI right at Burlington. TVI at Burlington, roll over.
Fleeing and reckless driving. Another reminder that even at 115 miles per hour, there's no outrunning the law or the consequences that follow. Not everyone behind the wheel of a Mustang is cut out for a clean getaway. On May 11th, 2022, one driver with Texas plates found that out the hard way. He thought raw speed alone would be his golden ticket, but just ahead, a surprise he wasn't ready for.
Looks like it's taking a right on Bart. I don't think he realizes it's a dead end. Just hit him at the end of Hardin.
The Mustang's thunderous sprint ended not with a bang, but with a stall. There weren't any specifics released on charges, but the takeaway was loud and clear. No amount of speed matters when you're outmaneuvered. And Robinson. He proved once again that knowing the terrain always beats flooring it blind. On July 18th, 2023, a single choice set Bryan County, Georgia, on edge. A 2016 BMW M3 was spotted doing nearly 30 miles per hour over the limit, and deputies moved in for what should have been a routine stop. But instead of hitting the brakes, the 19-year-old behind the wheel pressed harder on the gas. From that moment forward, there was no going back.
Two vehicles, get you a speeding route. I need fire.
The end came swiftly and brutally. Deputies turned their focus to saving Miss M. Stevens, who was injured in the chaos but survived after being rushed to the hospital. The driver, identified as 19-year-old Jimmy, lost his life in the wreckage. For the Georgia State Patrol, the reconstruction closed the book. For the rest of us, it is a sobering reminder that no thrill is worth such a permanent price. On July 25th, 2022, Riverside Police received frantic calls about 2 home invasions and a carjacking involving an Amazon delivery van. Within minutes, officers began tracking the stolen vehicle via GPS as reports flooded in about it striking parked cars along Arlington Avenue. The pursuit led across city streets through intersections and eventually onto the 60 freeway, where the suspect continued his rampage, colliding with multiple vehicles in his attempt to flee.
Copy. All right, he's going over the center divider. Units stay on the right side. We got it for you. Wrong side of the road. Speeds are about 45 miles per hour wrong way. Almost TC'd into a white car.
Copy.
Air 1, we're going to take care of that for you.
Copy.
All right, just TC'd into a car, gray car in the intersection.
It's not medically for that TC at that intersection.
Air 1, we're on readiness TC'd. Moderate TC on the freeway right there.
On that car.
Just TC'd really bad again into another truck. Vehicle's going to be disabled. We're going to keep an eye on him. He's hopping out of the car, going to go northbound across the freeway. We got him. Be able to hop this wall just north of you guys.
Air 110 in the street name.
All right, they're making contact with him now.
When the stolen van finally became disabled, officers closed in and captured the suspect identified as 32-year-old Quentin Jarnell Larks of Las Vegas. Larks was charged with attempted murder, carjacking, home invasion robbery, and several counts of assault with a deadly weapon. Despite the extensive property damage and multiple collisions, all victims survived. His bail was set at $1 million as detectives linked him to further crimes across the... It was a tense night somewhere in Arkansas when troopers encountered a motorcycle slicing through the dark with a red backpack glinting under the lights. The rider's jittery moves and sudden lane changes hinted at something more than simple speeding. Every throttle burst made it clear he had no intention of stopping.
Alright, we're getting off on full right. See if I can't get it. Run 304 Edward Queen. Red backpack. 16 to 24. You might as well head north. He seems like he's being awfully jumpy. 304 Edward Queen, 304 Edward Queen, 304 Edward Queen.
No return.
It's gonna be a red backpack, black shirt, blue jeans, boots. 304 Edward George.
Expired May of 22.
May of 22? Lord. Alright, let's see what it does. Alright, gotta go. Getting off on Greg here.
That was exchange 1037 off the grade. That was for shutdown.
Going out to orders, we're passing the Washington. Wreck down, give me
Showing grade.
Keep your hands rocky, Sam. Keep your hands rocky.
After a relentless pursuit, troopers closed in as the rider crashed out and went down hard on the roadside. The suspect was quickly taken into custody, checked for injuries, and secured for transport. And for the Arkansas State Police, another risky chase ended safely with skill and restraint, preventing what could have been a tragedy. January 23, 2025, Florida Highway Patrol troopers in Lee County attempted to stop a Dodge pickup traveling erratically through the night. The driver, later identified as John Cohen, ignored every command and continued northbound, prompting troopers to engage in a risky high-speed pursuit. For several tense minutes, radio traffic filled with calls for backup as Cohen refused to surrender. This saw is just one piece of a much bigger picture of danger and split-second decisions. Head over to the next video to see how quickly another routine stop spiraled into chaos. You won't believe how it unfolds. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more wild pursuits caught on camera. It all started on October 19th, 2024, when troopers with the Florida Highway Patrol were alerted to a stolen Ford F-250 connected to a recent burglary in Collier County. Behind the wheel was 36-year-old David Alfonso, who refused every command to stop as troopers prepared to take decisive action to end the threat.
Can you confirm that 1020 is a stereo in Three Oaks? Aviation being 51, they're on another call. Signal 12 Whiskey, 3 Oaks Parkway.
Once the chaos came to an end, Alfonso was taken into custody after attempting to flee on foot. Investigators confirmed that the stolen truck had caused major property damage along the way. Alfonso faced a long list of charges, including aggravated battery on law enforcement, aggravated fleeing and eluding, grand theft auto, burglary, and more. After a brief hospital evaluation, he was booked into custody, where he remains awaiting trial on multiple offenses.